How's it doing it? Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm a part of the groups. To be specific, we have group six, principal two. My name is, come on, Brooke, Benjamin Anthony, myself, Eric Yang, and Vicky Campbell. I'm actually a part of the resources section for my group. And I wanted to highlight some resources. I'm going to do a separate screen recording video for GLAD and kind of break that source down there and as to what you can see there. But in this one, I'm going to bring two separate sources that I think are going to be instrumental to show why they're important to my principle, which is about intellectual um, rigor for our students in ESL and how we really want to make this academic experience absolutely the best it can be and push them to be better in the future to become whatever they wish to become and have a strong foundation in English as well. So for us, there's actually two particular sources. Well, there will be three that I want to pay attention to for our purposes. And the first one, this is the mathematics framework. It's one of the very last sources in our principle. This is actually made by teachers for teachers. This is trying to exceed and or meet for every single student the mathematics requirements of Common Core. So we actually have five separate guiding principles here that actually, if we go to the table of contents, we have grades kindergarten through high school, and they have the traditional pathway, which is what I did when I was in high school, to the now integrated pathway, which is math 1 to 3. It's an interesting one. I've had my friends' high school brothers and sisters tell me that they have something like this. It's an interesting thing. I've never actually understood how it works, but it's an amalgamation of all the previously traditional pathway classes. And they have like how I used to have in high school that if you had passed all three, you would be in pre-calculus, calculus, and probability statistics, that whole schnaz. So if we keep going, we're going to go over the five guiding principles. And all of these guiding principles actually support the principle that we're looking at in regards to my group. So for learning, we really want them to have a incredible rigorous academic experience and really push them from simply understanding it and just becoming creative with it, really trying to use it to solve not just things that they will learn in theory for complex situations in regards to derivatives and mathematics, but understanding how this can be applicable to the real world and what it actually means to learn it for yourself. Building that critical thinking that really builds a foundation for future opportunities in life, whatever those opportunities may be. Same thing with teaching, having access to phenomenal teachers who can really help out ESL students, English learning students, not just in their own home language that they speak, but help them integrate both their home language and improving on their English whilst they're here learning in the States. And any possible way to do that with technology like iPads, laptops, you know, what I used to have back then, we used to call it an Elmo, which is just a scanner that would scan whatever paper she would have, and they would put it on the projector. Same thing with the equity of education, because our principle is about not just the intellectual rigor of any particular course that our students are taking through K and 12, but also, and this is fundamental now, any ability to access it at any given time. Not just one student has a phenomenal education because they went to a private school. Absolutely not. It is that every student has that access, no matter what school, what district, what time of their life that they go back to. And then obviously the more important thing is how do we check that they really learned their mathematics in the ways that dictate their success, not just in the class, but the values and principles that they learn about their own personal character that they take outside of class. And that is a part of our principle because we don't just teach them anything. Yeah, we teach them English, we teach them mathematics. That's what I'm doing. History, English, creative writing. I think I said English twice. That doesn't matter. What matters is, or economics, what matters is that they come out of there better human beings because they learn discipline, because they learn importance of prioritization, they learn creativity, they learn everything that they need to be critical thinkers that they can take to someplace else. And then, last but not least, that they also learn the subject as best as they can, and hopefully that is very well. And this is what this mathematics framework link is. I'll put it in my group project. In fact, I already have it there. And we have other links that I think are quintessential. And one of them that is absolutely necessary is from westedtrust.org. I'm sorry I said that wrong. This is actually a link that shows the different policies, the different publications about the analysis as to how much our policies have affected students in both negative and positive ways, and how much we can do to improve our students' experience in school for ESL students and non ESL students, but primarily in this case, it's for students who are ESL. So we have the different data tools that show people, teachers, advocates, policymakers, to have better decision making opportunities. These are necessary for everybody so you can take your kids to the right school or learn about our policy that is regarding your students' ability to access premier education. Anything related to that, you'll make it with this help of the link. Other things like advocacy, which would allow you to make in your own hometown the best decision for your child's education. You will see any way to do so here. Remember, this really helps with our principle because we're trying to make sure that every city in California, every municipality does have access to top tier education. And more importantly, that every, not just parent, but student teacher relationship, district relationships with their students, that they really do what's necessary and best for them. So, other links that you should really pay attention to are K through 12 policies and research. This deep dives into everything related to our state, about the data related to building and making better choices for our students in our state, the evidence that shows whether or not something is working in our state, everything about the decisions made toward our students in our state, not just statewide, okay, but how that affects every municipality. You name it, you got it, they have it here. This is a key element in our actual research. I will, as I mentioned before, have GLAD as a separate video to talk about. But in this case, this is going to be something that I think will be absolutely essential in regards to making or breaking our students' learning. So over here, we have one more link. This is Californians Together. Californians Together is a great link oh, my apologies, that actually has different roadmaps, well, volumes of textbooks that show administrators how to assess, create systems for learning, ensure quality of intellectual stimulation, access for students in any respective school, and actual implementations to make all of this happen. They are only downloadable by purchase. That is the one thing. They do, however, have the California Learner Roadmap, which is related to every single part of your high school, middle school, and elementary experience. And all of this relates to our policy or principle number 2, because we're trying to, in every respect, have rigorous education. We're ensuring intellectual quality via Volume 3 and meaningful access for English learners. That is a part of our principle, really trying to articulate practices across the system. We're trying to make this widespread, so easy access for everybody. So everybody, not just in one particular high school or middle school or elementary school, but everybody everywhere, in Riverside to Santa Barbara to Weed, California to Modesto, California. Everywhere that you have Californians, Californians learn and Californians really grow. And they have other links and menu boxes related to this. What areas of focus they have is a really good one. They have multiple pathways, you name it. They also have Common Core, which is a part of what we have to teach as math teachers and or history teachers related to our subjects. Common Core is something that we must do in order to help our students thrive. And this is a link that explains all that. So I hope everybody really learned a thing or two today. I hope everybody really enjoyed it. And as always, if you have any questions, just go ahead and give us email or whatever it is that you can really send it to us, and we got it for you. So thank God. Take care, guys.